In the name of the Father, and Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. Good morning, everyone, and welcome as we come to another Sunday, another beautiful Sunday. But before we start, I just want to share also and comment on, our brothers and sisters that suffered last Wednesday in the horrible act of evil on the Annunciation Church and School, and just we stand up and lift up our prayers for those who struggled, those who suffered, those who gave their life. One of them actually is from our sister church, our sisters and brothers at St. Mary's Greek Orthodox, Sophia. So remember her in your prayers among the rest of them. Just a time that we come back again to ourselves and come back again to the reality of the need to really understand and connect and see why we need to be the light and why we need to be the goodness and why we need to be the hope in the time that you can see how much evil that's out there and want to destroy and want to kill and want to separate. With that, we come to our Sunday readings today. And again, as we said before, this is the fourth Sunday of the Coptic month of Mesra. After this, we have 4 days of what we call the Little Month, and then we celebrate after this the Coptic New Year on September 11th, God willing. But just to review again, the last Sunday of the last month reading are all about God's caring for His church. And again, it's kind of ironic to see God's caring while you see things are happening and in such an evil way. But still, He is caring, and still He is covering, and still He has a plan for that. Just to review again the 4 Sundays of this month of Mesra. Again, the first one we talked about the authority that the Lord has and the care for the church. The second week we talked about His law, His way of doing this. We talked about the new and the old and by the renewal. Last week we talked about His power over, He is the stronger that comes and binds the strong, and by doing that he gives us that victory also. And coming today, actually, as usually, you'll hear pretty much the same gospel next Sunday from the book of the Gospel of Matthew instead of Mark, which is the signs of the end of the day. But it's not, as we always say, when we read this particular passage, we always start to panic and always start try to fit things together and look at what's happening in the news and the media and, well, this is what this is all about, and this is the sign of this. And I think this is all actually not the right way to look at it, because we'll get more and more distracted, more and more anxious, yet we should always live the life of being ready. That's what the chapter today ended. Mark 13, verse 37. What I say to you, I say to all. What? Watch. Just watch. It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter, what's going to happen. But what really matters is, are we really being watchful or not? Are we taking care of our relationship with Him or not? And not, again, as we look at this from the church fathers and from the Orthodox view, it's not just because we want to avoid punishment or because just we want to go to heaven. And we ask people what heaven means. I don't know. That's what we learned, right? We just want to be with Him somehow, somewhere. But when it comes to this, and you go to the text today, and particularly verse 13, or verse 34, Mark 13, 34. And you see what is the reason for this. And you see what is the understanding of this. When He comes and says that in order that He will gather together. This is the idea. This is the idea that He wants to gather everybody together to Himself. And this is the point of having this, and this is the point of life in general, and this is the point even of the incarnation itself, that God became in the flesh in order that He will be one of us and we will be one with Him, and the idea that we all gather together and He bring everybody again to His Father. And this is, we probably talked about this before, just a little bit of understanding of the Church Fathers' idea of what we call the recapitulation, which is bringing everything back again to the heads, bringing everything again to the head. And this is the reason of everything that we do. It's not just, again, as we always say, not just to become better people, not just become, obeying certain rules and certain teaching, but the idea that He wants to gather together. He wants to bring everybody again, all the members, to the head, which is God Himself. So that is what we're doing here. And in order to do this, you start to listen to that text in a different way and from a different lens. It's not just, oh Lord, this is what's going to happen and it's going to be horrible, it's going to be terrible, it's going to be so scary. No, there is the purpose of listening to the text and reading the text like this is to understand what He wants for us and how He really is working in order to bring everybody again, as He said, together, everybody to Him. But with that, again, it's verse 27, so I got distracted. And then He will send His angels, 13:23, and gather together His elect from the four winds, from the farthest part of the earth to the farthest part of heaven, together. And with that, you come to the question again. So, what is it that we're supposed to do? I mean, if it says gathering together those who are elect. By the way, the elect is, we as Orthodox, we don't believe in the idea of the, what is it called? Predestination, thank you. I just came from a flight 5 o'clock this morning, so I'm a little bit I'm awake. Forgive me. The predestination. It's not just He chose certain people at certain time. Those are the people who will make it and everybody else. No. The elect is actually, it is a continuous work of all of us. He's electing all the creation, all humanity. And that's why He became God in the flesh. Because everybody is chosen. Yet those who hear and those who obey, this is our choice. This is our choice. So in order to understand that, how we can really be able to be part of that, those elect, to gather together, it came to mind actually as we celebrated this last Thursday was the commemoration of two great characters. One of them is Micah the prophet from the Old Testament, and also the church commemorated on Thursday the departure of St. Augustine. In the book of Micah, Micah asked that question. Micah 6, he goes like that. With what shall I come before the Lord? He wants to gather us all together to Him, right? So Micah, on behalf of the nation, on behalf of humanity, goes, okay, like if we are going to gather together, if we're going to stand in front of Him, how are we going to do that? With what shall I come before the Lord? Have you ever thought about that question? With what shall I come before the Lord? As coming to the liturgy today, to the service, have you had that question? With what shall I come today? With what? With a nice dress? With a nice suit? With, getting ready, becoming here early, with my own righteousness, with my own, I think I should be here because I am good, with the mindset of I'm here in order to get a blessing so the week will go well, because I have a couple of things that I'm struggling with and I want to come and pray for them and God will bless my life and will hear my requests. You listen and you see that passage and you see that actually God is saying, that's not the point. That's not the point. Again, Micah 6 from 16. With what shall I come before the Lord and bow myself before God on high? Again, He wants to gather all of us. But how should I come to Him? How should I come to Him? And then the text goes on. Shall I come before Him with burnt offerings, with calves a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams? with 10,000 of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? It's like, that's not what he wants. That's not what he wants. He wants to gather us all together to bring us back to him again because we are his. And he is the one, again, the idea of the recapitulation, the idea that he is representing. In him, the whole humanity is united with him. So how we can do that? Again, with what shall we come to him? Since also we celebrated Augustine on Thursday, he wrote something beautiful about this particular passage. He goes, we ask what you should offer. You ask what you should offer. Offer yourself. It's not chemistry, right? Like we try to offer and try to see what should we do and how we can come to him and what will make us really good in his eyes. But Augustine, recognized something that's beautiful. He goes, you ask what you should offer. Offer yourself. For what else does the Lord seek but with what? For what else does the Lord seek of you but you? That's all he wants. And that's why we're here today. And if we're here today for any other reason, let's kind of, as we pray the liturgy, let's kind of reevaluate again and re-ask ourselves again. What else the Lord seek of you but you? Because of all earthly creatures, he has made nothing better than you. He seeks yourself from yourself. He seeks yourself from yourself. Because you have lost yourself. Because we have lost ourselves. Gathering together. And then the same thing actually again in the Gospel today of Mark and then verse 34. It is like a man going to a far country who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to each his work. He gave each one of us his work. Then when he come together, that work will be what? Enough. And again, this is where things go a little bit crazy, work or faith, or am I really gaining my eternity? No. But the faith has to be accomplished by work. If the faith is just, I believe in the Lord, okay, show me, as James said. Show me how do you believe that, right? That's why in Orthodox we always say it's not declaration, it's what, I said this several times, it's transformation. We're not just declaring you are the Lord, okay, very good, beautiful. But is that declaration causing transformation, causing change? Is my life changing? That when he comes together, here I am, said how shall I come in front of the Lord? How shall I come in front of the Lord? What will make me able to come? What will make me able to come and stand in his presence? And we'll give that answer in a minute here. The idea again is we need to, this is what we call in Orthodoxy the synergia, the synergism, that his grace and his love and his salvation, yet my work, my acceptance. Am I doing this or not? Am I willing to do this or not? Am I willing, as Augustine says, to offer myself to him or not? So back again to Micah, he puts it in a beautiful way, in a very simple way. What does the Lord want? What does the Lord want? We probably heard this before, but here it is. And what does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly. Micah 6:8. Remember this again. He has told you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. This is what he wants from us in order that we are able, when the time comes, whether the time comes is the end of the world, or every day that we are waiting for him to come in my heart. Right? Every day that I'm waiting for him to come. Church Father said the second coming is his coming to my heart every day. You don't have to wait for signs, because he's coming into my heart every day. What does that mean in a practical way? Those three things. Number one, work of justice. We need to, again, if he's saying that he gave everyone work in verse 34, and to each his work, what does he want from us? How can we come? What should I come? How should I come before the Lord? Let's offer for him the work of justice. Work of justice. What is justice? Justice is actually to justice towards others. to treat them as you want to be treated. This is justice. We want the best for ourselves, yet we don't want anything for anybody else. Work of justice. Work of mercy. And if you look at the text of Micah, it says he says what? Love mercy. Not just give mercy as you have to do it. No, love mercy. Love mercy. Are we loving the act of mercy or not? Are we loving it? Something like, no, I love that. Why? Because I know that He is the merciful God. Work of justice, work of mercy. And finally, He says what? To walk what? Humbly. Walk humbly. And the idea of humility and pride is something that is always kind of confusing us. But I was reading something that makes it really clear. Listen to this. True humility is thinking rightly of yourself. True humility is thinking rightly of yourself. When you have found out what you really are, you will be humble. When you find out what you really are, you will be humble. For you are nothing to boast of. To be humble will make you safe. To be humble will make you happy. To be humble will make music in your heart when you go to bed. To be humble here will make you wake up in the likeness of your master there. Walk humbly. It's not just to walk, and to pretend and to fake. And, we're all good at that. I'm the first one to fake that we are humble. But the true humility is what? To know ourselves. And to know thinking rightly of myself, not meanly. Thinking rightly of myself. When I understand and accept the fact that I am in need of Him, that's humility. That I am sick and He came for the sick, that is humility. When I understand that I'm coming here, not because I am worthy, but I'm coming because I am dead and need the bread of life to unite with Him and to gain that life, then this is humility. He came together. And His goal is to gather together. And the question again is, how shall I come before the Lord? How can I come before the Lord? And the answer is, come with those three things. Come with justice, come with what again? See if you're awake or not. Love mercy, and come humbly. Let's pray about those three things as we start the liturgy of the faithful right now. Lift up our hearts, and as Augustine said, offer what He wants from you is you. Nothing else. As we are. We don't have to fake it. We don't have to pretend that we are so righteous. We don't have to pretend that we are so good, because He knows. All what He wants is as we are. Offer yourself because He wants you. To Him the glory now and ever, to the ages of ages. Amen.